Picture this moment. Right now, someone is thinking about a person who barely gives them attention. Not you. Not their closest friend. But someone who somehow lives rent-free in their head. Want to know the secret? It's not about being perfect. It's not about being always available. It's about becoming psychologically unforgettable. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to do it. But here's the catch. You must use all 4 chapters together, or it won't work. Let's begin. Here's what nobody tells you about human memory. Your brain isn't designed to remember everything. It's designed to remember what's different. Think about your day yesterday. You probably don't remember every conversation. But you remember the one that felt off. The person who responded differently. The moment that didn't match the pattern. This is your first weapon. While everyone else is chasing, talking, impressing, explaining, oversharing, you become the person who does less but means more. Here's what that looks like in action. When someone shares something with you, most people rush to respond. They want to relate. They want to add their story. They want to keep talking because silence feels awkward. You pause. You take a breath. You look at them. And you say something short, genuine, and warm. Then you let the silence exist. That actually makes a lot of sense. I hadn't thought of it that way. You're right about that. And then nothing. You don't fill the gap. You don't rush to entertain them. You let the moment breathe. This creates what psychologists call a cognitive disruption. Their brain was expecting you to perform, to react, to keep going. But you didn't. And now their subconscious is asking, why does this person feel different? Why do I feel calm around them instead of drained? That question is the first hook. The first thread. You've just become someone their mind wants to figure out. And once the mind starts trying to solve you, it can't stop thinking about you. Most people believe they need to be louder to be heard. They think constant presence equals value. They assume more words mean more connection. All of that is backwards. The brain filters out repetition. It ignores what feels predictable. But disruption? That gets flagged. That gets stored. That gets remembered. So when you speak less but with intention, when you allow gaps instead of filling them, when you stay composed while others scramble for validation, you trigger something powerful. You become the anomaly. The exception. The one who doesn't fit the usual script. And the human mind obsesses over things it can't categorize. You're not rude. You're not distant. You're just different enough to make them wonder. And wondering is the gateway to remembering. This is where it all starts. Now that you've broken the pattern, here's how you deepen the imprint. Most people throw compliments like confetti. You're awesome. You look great. You're so funny. These words bounce off. Why? Because they're generic. The brain hears them 100 times. They create zero emotional impact. But when you say something specific, something that shows you actually observed them, everything changes. Instead of "you're really smart," you say, "you ask questions most people don't even think to ask." Instead of "you're talented," you say, "you have this way of making complicated things feel simple." Instead of "you're fun to be around," you say, "there's something grounding about your energy, like I don't have to perform." Notice the difference? You're not flattering them. You're seeing them. And being truly seen is one of the rarest feelings a person can experience. Here's why this works on a neurological level. When someone receives a generic compliment, it activates the reward center briefly, then fades. But when someone receives a precise observation, it triggers self-reflection. They start thinking, "Do I really do that? They noticed that about me? Nobody's ever said that before." And guess what happens next? They replay the moment. They think about you. They associate you with the rare experience of feeling understood. You've just moved from being someone I talk to someone who gets me. And that position in their mind? That's permanent real estate. Let me give you more examples that work like magic. Instead of saying nice shirt, say, that color actually suits your vibe. Instead of you're a good listener, say, you don't interrupt, that's rare. Instead of you're creative, say, your mind connects dots other people miss. See how each one requires actual attention. That's the key. Generic praise is lazy. It asks nothing of you. Specific observations require you to be present, to notice details, to pay attention beyond surface level. And people feel that effort. They sense when someone truly looked at them versus just glancing. This separates you from 99% of interactions they have daily. Everyone else is performing. You're witnessing. Everyone else is broadcasting. You're tuning in. That contrast alone makes you unforgettable. But here's the rule. Never force it. Never manufacture observations just to sound deep. If you don't genuinely notice something, stay quiet. Silence with presence beats fake depth every time. Wait for the real moment. Wait for the detail that actually strikes you. Then deliver it simply. No big build-up. No dramatic pause. Just truth wrapped in a few calm words. That sincerity hits harder than any crafted line ever could. This is how you become someone they can't shake from their thoughts. Not through volume. Through precision. This is where most people destroy everything they've built. The conversation was great. The vibe was strong. They felt something. So what do most people do? They double down. They text immediately. They try to recreate the feeling. They stay available, stay present, stay trying. And in doing so, they kill the mystery. Here's the truth that will change how you connect with people forever. Presence creates comfort. Absence creates value. After a meaningful interaction, after you've made someone feel seen, after the moment lands, you step back. Not forever. Not coldly. Just back to your life. You don't text first for a while. You don't like every post. You don't try to keep the momentum going. Why? Because the human brain is wired to chase what it can't fully predict. When you're always there, you become a constant. Constants don't create curiosity. They create comfort, yes, but not obsession. But when you create just a little space, their mind enters what's called an open loop. Why haven't they reached out? Did I say something wrong? I wonder what they're doing right now. Why do I keep thinking about that conversation? This isn't manipulation. This is understanding how emotional memory works. The brain assigns importance to unfinished patterns. And when you gently pull back, you become an unfinished pattern. They start to replay your interactions. They start to notice when you're not around. They start to wonder why your absence feels louder than most people's presence. And just like that, you're no longer just a person they know. You're a person they think about. Let me be clear about what this doesn't mean. It doesn't mean playing games. It doesn't mean ignoring someone to mess with their head. It doesn't mean being hot and cold for sport. That's toxic. That's immature. That backfires. What I'm talking about is having a life outside of any single connection. It means not making someone your entire focus just because they gave you attention. It means being genuinely busy with your own growth, your own goals, your own world. When you pull back from that place, it's authentic. They feel the difference. They sense you're not playing tactics. You're just living. And that makes the space even more magnetic. Here's what happens in their mind during your absence. First, confusion. Then curiosity. Then craving. They scroll looking for your name. They check if you've seen their message. They construct reasons to reach out. They imagine what you'd say about something random. You've become a reference point without even being present. That's power. Real power. Not control. Not dominance. Just the natural magnetism that comes from not being desperate for anyone's constant validation. You gave them a taste of something real. Then you went back to your world. Now they want more. And wanting is more powerful than having. Always. Now you seal the imprint. This is the part that turns a good interaction into a permanent memory. You don't need a grand gesture. You don't need a dramatic confession. You need one small moment that feels impossible to copy. Because people don't carry entire conversations in their head. They carry snapshots. Tiny scenes. A sentence. A look. A laugh at the exact right second. And those little scenes become emotional anchors. When your face is attached to that anchor, you become the shortcut to that feeling. So create a moment that belongs only to the two of you. Something personal, but not heavy. Something simple, but specific. An inside joke that would sound stupid to anyone else. A nickname that only makes sense in context. A quick voice note that matches their mood perfectly. A shared observation about the world that makes them think, wait, that's so true. This is where timing matters more than content. The best, signature, moments happen when someone is slightly stressed, uncertain, or tired of being misunderstood. That's when your calm presence hits hardest. You listen without rushing them. You don't compete. You don't fix. You don't judge. You just stay steady. Then you drop one line that lands like a reset button. Not a speech. One line. You don't have to earn rest. You're not behind. You're rebuilding. That reaction makes sense after what you've dealt with. When you say the right thing at the right time, your words become a safe place. And people revisit safe places. Or you can do it through laughter. Send a meme that calls back to something you two talked about. Reference a tiny detail they forgot they even mentioned. Bring up a moment in a way that says, I paid attention. That creates emotional exclusivity. Not possessive. Not controlling. Just unique. And here's the key rule. Don't overdo it. One strong moment beats 10 forced ones. If you try to manufacture magic, it feels scripted. If it happens naturally, it feels fate-like. Let it be light. Let it be real. Let it feel like something that could only happen with you. After that, the memory does the work for you. Every time they hear a similar phrase, face a similar problem, or feel that same emotion, their mind will pull up the scene. Your name pops up without effort. Your presence returns without you showing up. That's the difference between being liked and being remembered. If you want more psychology-backed scripts like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. The next video will show you exactly what to say in texts to create that same mental replay, without sounding needy or trying too hard.